Hello, YouTube. I'm George, and this is the Happy Chronicles. So you saw the video of me riding the e-bike. Well, today we're going to introduce you and give you some of the specs. I even made notes. This is my 2024 KBO Tornado E-Bike. It's a fat tire bike. Now, I've never had a fat tire bike, and I am finding it quite pleasing. And actually, it handles quite well for it being this big, like, off-roady, you know, they're 26 by 4-inch tires, okay? The rims, I mean, it's really interesting. I've never had a big fat tire bike. I've had beach cruisers and such like that. It has shocks. The shocks work well. I'm very impressed. I mean, I'm not going to bomb downhill at the ski slopes with this, because that's not what it was designed for. But it has disc brakes. They're cable pulls, not hydraulic. Everything on this bike can be upgraded and made to, you know, perform even better than what it is now. The battery is a 48 volt, 14 amp hour battery. It has the ability to be over 40 miles. I'm going to be doing some tests on that. You know, we're at 61 miles. Let me turn it on right now. Get that going. And let's turn on the display. All right. It has a lot of features that I am just oblivious to currently. You turn it on with the button right here. You turn it on the battery there. This is the varying assistance. Now, it has 9 levels of assistance. It has 6 speeds, pretty standard in the cassette. There is no real low granny gear climb up a mountain type of thing. It's protected in the derailleur. The derailleur is Shimano. The shifter is Shimano. So that right there says there's quite a bit of quality to this bicycle. Okay. It has a nice set of ergo grips. I love these, you know, with the palm. That's just dandy. I really like those. These are fancy stitched. I don't know how long those are going to last, but grips are an easy replaceable item. Okay. The lighting on here. Now, I like these because they're actually battery opt. They're not operated off the battery system like so many of the other brands I've seen. It doesn't have the brake light function, but it does have the brake light. I'll get to the additions here in a second. I have made a couple of upgrades that make my riding a little more pleasurable. Actually, you can probably see the Schwinn on there. That's not the stock seat. Now, I have to say, KBO, you came up with a pretty decent stock seat. Bicycle seats are one of the worst things on just your bought bike. Normally, that's the first thing I replace. I like a comfy seat. I'm kind of old. I like something that's got more of a living room quality to it. Now, fortunately, on this big bicycle, the seat is gargantuan. It is the old man, like, cruiser bike style. It is 11 inches by 11 inches of pure bliss. Sitting upright on this bicycle is different for me too. I have 2 other bicycles where you actually sit upright, and it's a different pedaling position. It's a different riding position. It's quite comfortable, but you have to learn to ride that, you know, as compared to the roadie, hunched over into, your most aerodynamic, you can get. Your mountain biking position. Some mountain bikes are set up a little bit different. Mine is set up so you're not hunched over, but you're over. You're over. You're not riding upright. Okay. So the battery on this is a good battery. I've done some research on all these e-bikes. This one has the display. This is how you pop out with the key in place. It lifts right out, slides right out too. The control panel is good, it's guarded. The varying levels of assist. Now, I've been using number 4 currently out of the 9 assists. I want to work out. I have an e-bike, yes, but I still want to get my workout. And in number 4 range, it gives me just the assist I need off the line, and of course up those hills. And let me tell you what, riding into a headwind now, I hate the wind. The wind is not your best friend on a bike or really anywhere else, because the wind will destroy things quicker than anything else. I digress. But now riding into the wind, and you can always click up a notch if you need to. So, battery time on this, we're doing some testing. We're going to see. Currently, like I said, there's 61 miles on the bike. I have charged the battery twice. I charged it up when I first ran it, and then I did a long distance run, of which I only used half the battery. Now, they claim a 40+ mile on the battery. I see that as reality, but we'll let you know. There's going to be a lot of videos coming up on this bicycle. Now, quickly, let me show you my upgrades. Now, like I said, the seat, first to go. I didn't find it uncomfortable, but I'll tell you what, this big old couch of a seat on an upright bicycle, Schwinn, bought at the Target. It's a $30 seat. Best upgrade I think you can make on a electric bike, okay? At least this type of electric bike, your fat tire, okay? Second improvement, it came with, and I'm impressed with KBO, it came with a ding-ding bell. Those are the ones where it just kind of, it's not a ratchet bell. I replaced it with that. I'll explain that term in a minute. The ding-ding bells, those are the ones that are on kids' bikes and on adults' bikes that are in a hurry normally, and they're annoying to me. It just says, move out of my way, whereas a ratchet bell, God, that's so pleasing. It says, excuse me, I'm coming up on your left. If you could please just give me a little room, I'd greatly appreciate it. That's that bell. So, we have the seat, the bell, and then of course, it came with the rack, okay? And there's mounts up here for another type of rack, or I think you can probably put water bottle cages on there. I'm not sure how well that would work because the steering would probably interfere with it, but I am under the impression that that is for a front rack on this bike because it is what you would consider the adventure bike. It does great off-road. Another video. Remember, we only have 61 miles. But here's the other improvement. Now, I am the AAA of bicyclists. I have a backpack with everything. First aid, tires, well, not tires, but tubes. Everything and anything you could do to fix the bike out in the field. Like, seriously, other than a bike stand, I've got it. So, I have noticed, and I have friends, actually the 2 friends that bought me this bike for Christmas, you know who you are. Love you very much. I have seen so many people with a flat tire, and these are a little bit more difficult to fix than your standard bike. So, first and foremost, of course, an extra tube. In here is a can of Fix-A-Flat. The bike came with miscellaneous little screws and nuts, which I'm kind of curious too, but I'm happy that it came with. A big crescent wrench, because the front bike, the front wheel, is a quick release. The back is actually nuts. I am not looking forward to ever having to take this off and do this, but apparently it's not that challenging. I mean, I've always done all my bike repairs, so I'm not too worried about that. So, with that being on there, it's a heavy bike. This bike must weigh about, I don't know, 80 pounds? It's not a light bike, so you are, you know, pushing a little bit of weight on top of it. That is, you know, what varies the battery time and everything, and the rider. I'm 170 pounds consistently. Yes, I know. And I, quite frankly, see quite a bit of range out of this bike. I'm digging it. I really like this bike. I love the color. The actual step through is something that I am really getting used to. I've been still throwing my leg over it, but this is a step through. So this one, I like the KBOs. They made their step through with the reinforcement bar coming down instead of going like across. There is another one in this brand that goes across, okay? That's not considered the step through though. This one is the step through, and I love it. I just love it. I think that, you know, being older now, a step through is more practical and definitely suits me. Definitely suits me. So, let's read down my list and make sure I haven't missed anything. Yep. Yeah. And, well, folks, I hope you like these vids, because there's going to be a bit more on E-Bike Bob, my KBO. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Peace, and Happy New Year to all.